Okay, well, the interesting thing is that I have actually spent most of my life doing the things that I wanted to do. And I think it's one of the things that has kept me feeling young. I say I'm not looking young anymore, but I'm feeling young still. And I, I think that that means, for example, I started my own school a long, long time ago. Ran that for 17 years. Worked for another organization. Then eventually started Arrow, Alternative Education Resource Organization, uh, 23, maybe going on 24 years ago. And I like getting up every day and doing what I do. People ask about vacations and retirement, and I say, what do those things mean? So I'm just I like helping people find what they need. I like helping people start schools, looking for schools that they need, looking for schools that they want to teach in. Uh, and I also, as probably a lot of people know, teach table tennis, and that's another one of my passions. And because over the years I've taught so many people table tennis that I've become very proficient at it. The U.S. Olympic Committee actually gave me an award as Volunteer Coach of the Year a couple of years ago. And I volunteer at a local Boys and Girls Club, and I teach maybe 50 kids a week. And because of the pressure of all those kids wanting to learn, that's has helped make me become one of the best teachers of beginners, because maybe 20 kids will want lessons in 2 hours when I go there. And it's always interesting to me that as I get older, that it doesn't seem to get old with the kids. They don't care what I look like, you know. They like to become better at this. And the same, it really is true with helping people who want to homeschool, or helping people who want to start alternative schools, or the people who are in our online course for people who want to start new alternatives. And so that's what I like to do. I must say that for the last couple of years, not only being the Arrow director, but also having to run the Arrow conference, that's been difficult because it's really taken up a lot of my time. Um, I much more than they're each really full-time jobs, and so, for example, I haven't been able to pay as much attention to Brooklyn Free School, Manhattan Free School, other local schools that I have helped to start. I've barely been able to maintain the time to volunteer teaching table tennis. And by the way, it is a democratic table tennis club. And the kids run it 6 days a week. They elect their own supervisors. I'm just there twice a week for 2 hours as a volunteer. And they keep everything going. So um, those are some of the things that I enjoy doing. But I would say that I've always pretty much enjoyed the things that I do. Uh, the I am hoping that I can find somebody else who can be take over a good share of the burden of running the next Aero conference, because that doesn't allow me to be free to do other things. The mission of our organization is the education revolution. And what that means is that we would like to see learner-centered education available for children everywhere. So it's not a modest goal. It is interesting to me that I keep on running into a lot of people in a lot of situations that have been influenced by us, and sometimes it's very surprising. Somebody wrote to me today who reminded me that I met her on a train in 1995. And then also today, one of our staff members here, he does music, he writes music, and he plays music, and so he found out about some place on Craigslist that was a rock and roll camp for kids, and he thought he might want to go down there, and they might have some kind of job for him to do part-time. So I gave him a ride down there, and we went in, and we were going through and looking at all of the rooms and the kids. It was kind of a neat program, kind of a learner-centered approach. It was impressive to us. The kids loved what they were doing. They did improv, drama, and all that. And then I met the woman who founded it, and she came over and she said, "Oh, you're Jerry Mintz. I know you." Turned out that she and one of the other main staff members there were at the idec that we organized in 2003, and that they also were at the organizing sessions that we did for Brooklyn Free School. And so that's where they had seen me. And so this influenced this woman who was the founder to set this thing up. So and of course, this doesn't show up on any alternative school lists or anything like that. It's a totally different thing. It's a camp, and they do it. It's her full-time thing. And so these things just keep on popping up, and it's kind of neat to see them. And it made us realize that we needed to do a little research and get some feedback from a lot of the people that are in our network, so they can let us know the things they've done. We know a lot of people who've started alternative schools. I think there's a lot that we don't know. And so, but it's not enough. It's not enough for me, because our goal is still the education revolution. And I know good ideas and things that are small and effective can eventually spread, and we're hoping that that happens. But we do wish we had a little more in the way of resources, so that we could make that a possibility for children, adults, everybody, everywhere, at least the option of learner-centered education.